Hello and welcome back. It is once again me, your favorite deputy of Movie Deputy Podcasts, bringing to you the most in-depth interrogations of movies as I fully delve deep into their plot and content to kind of let you know about what you can expect by me going to these movies and sharing them with you so that you can decide if this is the kind of movie that you want to watch or that you want to let your kids watch or just kind of anything out in between on that. Today we are actually going to be talking about a movie called Talk to Me. It is an A24, an independent horror movie. I'm going to kind of mix things up a little bit here. I'm actually going to start with the score. Now, you probably know if you've listened to me for a while, or maybe you don't if this is your first time. If this is your first time, welcome. But usually if it's a great score, I bring it up fairly early on. But usually if the score is lower, I usually wait till later on in the movie. But there's a reason I want to address this score this early on in the game. In Talk to Me, it delves deep into a horror ritual of sorts. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more here in a minute. But Talk to Me is by far one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life. Not just in the last 9 years I've been doing Movie Deputy, but ever. And that says a lot. So but like I said, I don't want you to just go, oh, okay, if she's going to give it that bad a review. No, I want you to stick around because it's not as simple as just a numeric score. Now, mind you, I do grade all of my movies on the Movie Deputy rating system, which I created. It goes from 1 to 10. There's no such thing as a 0. And honestly, you'll never find a 10 because there's no such thing as a perfect movie. But with Talk to Me, I did only give it a 1.75 out of 10. Now, like I said, just hold on. Unless you really don't want to hear about horror movies or anything, but there's important stuff I do want to talk about this movie, even with the score being what it is. So it's important to try to address all of that, even with as weird as that sounds. So, if you've got the patience, please bear with me on this. With Talk to Me, the story kind of centers around Mia and her friends Jade and Riley. Mia's mom died kind of suddenly. I can't go into too many details on that without a major spoiler. But so she's been kind of at a loss, and she's basically been living at her friend's house. And Jade is about her age, and Riley is Jade's younger brother. And so with all of Mia and Jade's friends, they've been getting together, and one of her friends, through another friend, got this weird disembodied hand. And it's wrapped in plaster, and it's got writing and everything all over it. And it looks kind of creepy, but it's a horror movie. It's supposed to be creepy. If it looked like a friendly hand, you'd kind of be wondering what in the world you're watching. But their whole thing is they get strapped to a chair, one by one at a time, and they reach out and they grab this hand like they're trying to shake a person's hand. And then they say, "Talk to me," and then they see something from the other side. But in order for that to be complete, they have to say also, "I let you in." And that's when the possession happens. So they're welcoming a possession now. As you can imagine, this is going at a very dark direction here. This movie is, I'm just going to come out and say, it's demonic. It's very demonic throughout this whole thing. And so if you want to turn this off right now with that, you're more than welcome. This movie is just... It's a really heavy story that is kind of engulfed in all of this. And one of the things with this ritual is they have to light a candle to open the door, but blow it out to close it. Now, why is that important? They have to light this candle before they say, "Talk to me and I let you in." And then they can't stay connected for more than 90 seconds or the darkness is attached to them permanently if they go any more than 90 seconds. It kind of goes around and it's making fun. These people are taking videos, and these kids are making fun of it, kind of like kids do with Ouija boards and stuff. Mind you, none of these things are a joke. You open the gateway to the other side and you welcome that stuff in. It's dangerous. This stuff is not just fun and games. It's not just toys. Why those things are sold in the toy sections, I will never understand, but that's a whole other... when we get into the Ouija movies, that's going to be a whole other ball of wax that I'm going to, unfold with that one. But what happens is when one of these three, Mia, Jade, and Riley, there's one of them that ends up staying connected to the hand for too long. it ends up putting this person's life in danger. Through this whole thing, what really happens to me is mom comes out. Jayden Riley's mom kind of gets caught up in all of the emotional turmoil of all of this, but doesn't completely understand everything with a hand. And then you've got Mia and Jade's friends that are just all over this, thinking this is the coolest thing ever. And I'm just like watching this, like, why in the world are they even making something like this? Because it is so messed up, because the connections that they're making to the other end, it's not like these peaceful connections like when you hear people connecting with spirits of loved ones that have passed. No, these are tormented spirits that are caught in limbo, and they're just miserable, and they want to make you miserable, and they're just, like I said, I don't like to use the word demonic very often, but this is full on, over the edge, over the top, just deep dive. The only other movie that I have seen that I despised as much as this one was Mother, and like I said, that's going to be a whole other story in and of itself too. But this one, as much as I hate to admit it, and honestly I do, is I've been a critic long enough that it's like I can almost see artistically what they were going for. And that doesn't mean I'm recommending this in any way, shape, or form. But as the story kind of goes on and comes to a close, and I won't spoil it, something happens with one of these people that they get put in a situation that they find themselves on the other side of the hand. And so that's going to lead into likely sequels to this one. And I'm just kind of going, why? I mean, the whole story is dark. There is nothing like wholesome or sweet or even endearing to any part of this story. And so why they want to go so dark and so twisted with it, but then I'm like, okay, wait, it's Hollywood, of course, that's the reason. I mean, we know the direction Hollywood's going nowadays, and they're just determined to take society down with them. And it's stories like this. So I hope by bringing this to light, I mean, that's kind of a weird turn of phrase on that one, but to help warn people about this movie. And if you know somebody who wants to go see this movie, please share this podcast with them, or even just share what little I'm sharing with you about this movie. Like I said, the whole thing is dark. I've never been freaked out by a horror movie. I know that's really weird to say, but it's like I watched things like Poltergeist and The Exorcist in my single digits, and they did those. I mean, I found them just gross, but they didn't ever freak me out. I've never had nightmares from a movie, so I'm not affected like most people might be, but I could definitely see how this one would really just stick with somebody's head and really just mess them up, seriously. I mean, there's things that are going on here that are just, it messes with your head. It really does. It kind of gets in there and it's like, but no. So while I'm appreciating what I think they're trying to go for with the artistic side of it, I'm not giving this movie any praise at all. But because the fact that one of these people does end up on the other side of the hand, the sequences that you're seeing throughout the movie end up making more sense because of that. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So if you really like the dark, twisted, really messed up movies, then you're probably going to like this. If you liked Mother, you will probably like this. Mother actually got even a lower score than this with me. It's like Mother, that's one I refuse to recommend to anybody. And this is the same way. This is one of those ones that it is right in that category of horrible, unwatchable. So, and it's really hard for me to give a movie that rating. It really has to cross a line to get that rating with me. But so yeah, I wanted to kind of go in depth with this one and just kind of give you a warning and a heads up. And I hope this can save at least one person from this movie and from any sequels that might come from this. Oh, I just shudder even the thought of that, literally. But so I hope that helps. We are going to be talking about a little bit more lighthearted movie tomorrow, and that is going to actually be the 2003 Haunted Mansion. And then the day after that, we're going to be talking about the new Haunted Mansion movie. So be sure to tune in and catch those, and be sure to like and subscribe if you want the notifications. Like I said, I hope that helped, and hopefully you'll be able to get this movie out of your brain. And I'm still working on that. So wish me luck. Bye-bye.